I am not going to lose much time because the time is very ripe. When we are going to heard about what the Lord Krishna has started long back, thousands of years, millions of years ago, lakhs of years ago about the cow and the cow economy, and then people have not thought it about, and now we are thinking to net zero emission. The world is counting on, and even the IVRD institution is confused. The kind of assessment they have done for SDG and the kind of, they are not going to achieve the target, and we are taking a leap further in all the SDG targets. So sir, we have with us Dr. Meenesh Shah. He doesn't need any introduction in this circle, but I must introduce him. This is my task. I find that he is a Lord Krishna of the animal husbandry system at this moment, and a big applause for him. He has taken all the time for Anand from his busy schedule to where the dairy movement has started, where all the whatever we see today in the, we are getting a glass of milk daily, so it is a credit goes to the Anand and his founder and Tribhuvan Das Patel and Korean. So sir, be a big salute to you and your institutions and the kind of future which we are going to go ahead with that. So please educate us with your chairman remark on this, how this net zero emission and the biofuel summit is going to be integrated. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Binodji. Good afternoon, everybody. All the distinguished fellow panelists, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually a truly, honor to join all of you at this Pioneer Biofuels 360 Summit, a platform that is utilizing the best minds to reimagine India's energy future. I'm particularly grateful for the opportunity to chair this session on compressed biogas, a critical pillar of India's circular bioeconomy and a game changer in the rural energy landscape. We have seen a detailed presentation from Maruti. If we see the NDDB's vision, I think our mission has always been holistic to ensure that the process for the older one was civil and mortal type. The farmers were facing a lot of maintenance challenges. So the subsidy was given, he will install it, but then the moment he has some repair problem or he is unable to maintain, those biogas plants were unutilized. So we came out with a flexible biogas plant. It's just a balloon. Those technologies were available. It doesn't need much repairs and maintenance. It's like a puncture in the cycle tube. Whenever you have some, stitch it and you will not have any other problem. So we started giving this. The farmers were advised to put dung and water mixture into the pit, and a small biogas plant was set up. In fact, this, if farmer has 2 to 3 cows, the dung is sufficient for the family of about 6-7 people to meet the entire need of the cooking and also hot water in the winter for the family. This encourages us, we tried to saturate the villages. So 2 villages, around 300 to 500 households, which were actually managing the, which were in the animal husbandry, we gave everybody 1 biogas plant. And from 2018 to 2025, for last 7 years, every single biogas plant is still used. So this then we started, seeing what are the other options. We worked out various financial options. So MNRE subsidy is available. We worked with the supplier to upfront, surrender the carbon credit by the farmer. And the cost of biogas plant which was about 30,000 rupees, came down to 10,000. So for the farmer, it's just 4 months, 5 months payback period. And if we have such more and more biogas plant coming up, actually it also saves a lot of money for the government, because the LPG is not used by them, and government also saves a lot of subsidy. Then we realized that there are 8 crore farmers in our country who are involved in the animal husbandry, and bringing all of them with a small biogas plant is actually a Herculean task. And therefore we got the idea, can we have a centralized model where a large biogas plant is set up and you get the dung at a centralized place. And we set up 100 metric ton dung capacity plant in Varanasi. The 4,000 cubic meter biogas produced is used for the thermal energy to meet the needs of the dairy plant processing. We further got encouraged, and in Banas Dairy in Gujarat, we set up a similar capacity biogas plant where the biogas was further purified, because you need almost 90-95% methane purity if we have to use for the vehicle mobility. The one which you get in the biogas, raw biogas, is about 50% methane. So we got the biogas purified, compressed, and we started using for the vehicle mobility. And this model, all these three models together gave us a lot of confidence that there is a need to replicate this any locality. We will have to go all together. So today we have almost 35,000 smaller biogas plant installed at the farmer's backyard. We have 4 large capacity compressed biogas plants which uses only dung as the feed. We are working on mixing the cattle dung with some other agri waste to see that if the yield of the biogas can be improved, and thereby the viability of this biogas plant can be improved. So this is something which has which has worked very well. The farmers are happy. They are getting the additional income, and as we had seen in the presentation, the byproduct of the biogas, after you get either the biogas or the compressed biogas, you get the fertilized, the organic fertilizers in form of organic manures and the liquid manures, which are very, very rich in the micronutrients. It's also helping us to curtail the use of chemical fertilizers. We all know now what are the problems of consuming chemical fertilizers, how the land is getting affected. And so we also have one more solution of dung being used as the fertilizer. So I think we believe that CBG is the next frontier. As we have seen the detailed presentation earlier, is more than just an alternative fuel. It's actually enabler in terms of rural energy independence, low carbon agriculture, and the reduction of fossil LPG and diesel dependence. So I think with more than 302 million cattle what we have in India, the CBG potential integrated CBG network can fuel milk chilling units, run village transport, and also even power the rural microgrid. So encouraged by this initiative, now the Suzuki, actually the organization with Maruti Suzuki, the Suzuki has decided to form a joint venture with NDDB subsidiary, which looks after this initiative, NDDB Brida Limited, and they have taken 26% equity in our subsidiary. We are working together how we can use this dung which is available in the rural area through a wide network. We can use that on a vehicle mobility on a large scale. And I think to truly scale up this transition, we need some discussions in such in workshops, culture, energy, and the rural development, innovative financing models, as I told, including cooperatives as the energy entrepreneurs, and the technology-enabled traceability to verify the emissions, what is the reduction, and also link them to the carbon credit platforms. So I think let us not forget that this green revaluation empowered security. The white revaluation we had seen, it also brought them into the market economy. The green energy revaluation now, what we are seeing, I think it will empower them as the climate solution providers. So thank you very much for your patience, and look forward to a very enriching panel discussion going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Where there is a will, there is a way. Few years back, there was no CBG model. It was only in the theory, only in the IIT library, only in the research labs. But the NDDB has taken the lead and executed it, make it profitable, and that is what the country is so indebted to you and to the NDDB and to your whole team. So a big applaud for the NDDB team, please. And with your permission, sir, can I open the panel discussion? So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have with us a very great panelist. Again, the Raman effect is there. So, Dr. C.V. Raman is with us. You have heard him, his forecast that India is going to achieve the net zero emission target sooner than that of the developed countries. We do have with Mr. Giridhar, and he represents Ever and Enviro. He is MD and CEO. We have with us Dr. Dilip Kumar Khare. We do have another Dilip Kumar here. One we heard in Dilip Sanghani, another is Dilip Kumar Khare. And he is a technical advisor on the one and only World Biogas Association. So we do have with us one very prominent academician, and that's Dr. W. Selvamurthy. He is Honorable Chancellor of the world's largest private university, we can say, the Amity University. So we do have a very enriched panelist with us, from educationists to practitioners to, Deodatta Deshpande from Thermax. Deodatta is always ahead of everything. So yours, sir, Thermax Bioenergy is a great, that's in Pune based, if I do remember. So welcome all of you, sir. And what is running in our mind is that we do have now compressed biogas, a business, a profitable venture, which Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare have also issued the directives for liquid farm manure and the other aspect. So there is a science behind that, and there is science behind DAP and rock phosphate and dependency on developed countries and a different kind of world which was ruling us, which was ruling our farmers. And then there is a business model here which is now established in packs to apex approach, packs to port approach, and packs to the global market approach. So it is from packs to apex model, what is cooperative economic framework, what the Honorable Union and Home Minister and the Cooperation Minister has executed. We do have a national cooperative policy in place with us, which very clearly defined agenda that what is going to be the state cooperatives, what is going to be, all packs are now multi-purpose. So very vibrant system we have about the cooperative economic framework. And this business, the private sector cannot do without cooperatives, without the organization at the grassroots level. And there comes the role of Mr. Dilip Sanghani and NDDB and primary agriculture credit cooperative societies, and then multi-purpose societies and all. So because the cost will go very high. So this is a win-win situation for everyone. It's an additional income to the farmer, additional income to the rural India. So with this, I would just start with the last, because we say that Guru Govind dono khade ka ke lage paun. So this university where you will going to create the human resource of the cutting edge, which will not only execute the dream of what the NDDB has envisioned, what the dream of Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned about the Sahakar se Samriddhi. So how this Amity University is going to, is still contributing, how it will contribute more after establishment of hub and spoke model, Tribhuvan Das Sahakari University, we have already heard of. So over to you, Dr. Murthy, about the, your remark on just over this question. We will just wrap up in 10 minutes the two round of questions.
First of all, let me express my deep appreciation to the Pioneer Group for this wonderful initiative, very timely, and the topic which is globally relevant today. So my deep appreciation. Let's give a big clap to the Pioneer Group. All of us, let's give a great appreciation right from all those people who are here. You have a very distinguished panel. We had the presentation from Maruti, which gives the projections, where we stand, where should we go. And also we heard from the cooperatives with a lot of experience. Now, as a scientist and the academician, I'm going to look at this perspective of the compressed biogas. See, my association with CBG as well as the biofuel started when I was in Defense Research and Development Organization. 2005, I launched a very big mission because you have so many military platforms which uses the conventional fuels. So if you have to choke the military operations, you don't give the fuels. whether it is aircraft or it is tanks or it is infantry combat vehicles or even transport vehicles. We have a large, huge fleet. So we were looking at how do we become self-reliant in fuels using biofuel as one of the source. So that is how my journey started in DRDO, and I launched a very major mission of the first generation biofuel, which is Jetropa based. Because Jetropa based, it took some, but we didn't do it well in the country. Otherwise, our model, DRDO model, if we would have adopted, we would have succeeded. I will tell you the model, what we did. See, what we did, we looked at the germplasm, which gives the highest yield of the oil, because oil content is important if you have to translate into a biodiesel. So we looked at the germplasm globally as well as Indian varieties available to identify the germplasm of Jetropa, which gives the highest yield. So we looked at 36.5% lipid content, which we looked at that germplasm. Then we looked at the agricultural practices to give the best yield. So we cultivated in military farms. We adopted in 1,000 acres that we planted in different agroclimatic zones to see how does it grow, this germplasm. And then we didn't go for normal nursery raising because it's a highly cross-pollinated plant. So it will have a variety of, some will give 5%, some will give 10%, some 40%. So we looked at the micro-propagation by tissue culture and stem cutting, which will give true-to-type replication from mother plant to the other offspring. So we did the propagation, agricultural propagation, not by the conventional nursery raising and then seeds, but we did that by stem cutting and tissue culture. That's where we took the help of Terry, where Dr. Nutal Kaushik was there at that time. Now she is with Amity University. So then, after having done the cultivation, we wanted to have 4 tons per hectare yield as an optimal level. So we looked at the agricultural practices. Then we looked at the extraction process. How do we extract the oil from the seeds? Optimize the whole process. Then we were looking at 30% comes as the oil, 70% as the cake, oil cake, which can also be used, which has to be used. So we were looking at the cake as a feed for the animals. Then we found cursin and the 4-ball ester, which is very toxic. So we wanted to remove this. So we identified the processes, chemical processes, so that it becomes 70%. So we looked at everything. Then we ran on the military platform looking at the torques, emission of gases. So my journey started at the first generation of biofuel. Then we actually demonstrated this. Everything, glycerol which comes as a byproduct, cake which is used, and the biomass, we created a process of gasification, and then this flue gas can run a micro turbine. So then it becomes economically viable. So we didn't do that. So that is why the first generation biofuel failed in our country, because we didn't do it properly. But then DRDO has a model which can be replicated.
Wonderful.
Now coming to Amity University, see, we have a Amity Institute of Renewable Energy. We have, because Dr. Ashok Chauhan, who has created this 13 universities in India, 18 campuses abroad, he looked at how do we contribute to the nation building. So the renewable energy is one of the focus in our research as a vertical, and in which we are looking at various national solar mission, how do we improve the efficiency of the solar panels. The Tata Technologies have given a project to us. So we were looking at convective heat loss, also using the materials which can remove the heat, we can improve the efficiency. Then we were looking at the novel materials which can improve the photovoltaic cells. Then we were also looking at the method of generation. Green hydrogen mission is another alternative. Now coming to compressed biogas. See, today the world market for biofuel is $180 billion US. You know what is India's contribution? It's only 1.5 billion, minuscule. So that is where we need to give a focus. So how do we do that? So we did a lot of analysis, and ultimately we were looking at how do we scale up the numbers which we mentioned from the diary. So we have to scale up 100 times. So how do we do that? We have to put biodigesters, which will look at all the biomass coming from agriculture, rural-based biodigesters. These biodigesters, you have the hydrolysis, acidogenesis, acetogenesis, methanogenesis. Then you have the methane coming out. So how do you purify this methane from carbon dioxide, water? So we have the processes available today. So we have to put biodigesters in villages. Many villages, you have to put, maybe you can put 5 million, we should put. So this is how we have to scale up. So we need to look at the biodigesters as one. Startups. We have very few startups. When I looked at what are the startups available today in the country, I could only locate a few. C6 Energy, GPS Renewables, Green Jewels in Pune, those are in Bangalore, and then Geos in Biofuels in Hyderabad. So we have very few startups. That's a great opportunity. People to go to the villages, rural economy will develop. So can we incentivize the startups to get into this area of the biofuel is another strategy we should look at. Then the next thing we should get, how do we incentivize, whether it is the organization like the National Dairy or it is the Maruti, we need to, government should make policies to incentivize not only the production, then how do you, like CNG, you have to wait for half an hour, 45 minutes to fill the gas. You need a number of stations so that people will be motivated to go there and use CBG. So we need to create that kind of infrastructure for CBG if we have to really apply this in the, so I think that the regulatory processes, the standards, which we have the BAA standards, but then ultimately, how do we implement it through fast regulatory processes for clearance? So all this government as a policy should look into this, and then we need to look like China. China has got 80 billion, in terms of the numbers of the biodigester. They have really put that in villages. That's doing very well. So please let us make a mission, on a mission mode. This pioneer should take a lead to project to the Ministry of Petroleum and the natural gas that we must launch on a mission mode like a national solar mission, the biofuel mission, in which CBG and should get a very big focus. I'll come again when there is a requirement. And Amity University, we are committed to this renewable energy and the biofuel, and we will partner with all those who are willing to work in this area. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So there is an open invitation from the pioneer to have students, thousands of students integrated with this cooperative economic framework and this bioenergy model from Jetrefah to China. So academicians sometimes get confuse you, and so then now we will go to the industry side with the permission of Honorable Chair. But I must tell you that from PM Govardhan Yojana to PM Pranam Namaste, there are so many schemes through which government is pushing these things. So my question will be to the Mr. Giridhar that Ever and Bio is one of the best organization when it comes to putting the bioenergy solution. There was a time of Deen Bandhu model. So from Deen Bandhu model to the current, where the planning commission of that time was, they were manipulating the things, and they were catapulting the things that every village and panchayat will have biogas. From now, how this business model can grow, and how the small is beautiful kind of system what NDDB has proven, how do you perceive that CBG model in coming time for the future of those part which is very rich in biomass?
Can I sit here or I need to?
No, sir, please from there only.
Okay. Am I audible?
Sitting position is better than that
better
of the
position.
standing one.
There were thousands of that setup, right? Unfortunately, it died. It didn't grow much, right? I don't know. It didn't grow much, right? I don't know region, but I come from agriculture. I study agriculture. Region, but I come from agriculture. I study agriculture. But in our own villages there were many. And slowly people could not take care of it well. They could not. And slowly people could not take care of it well. They could not purify the gas, right? And it slowed down. It was a fantastic model because you can. And it slowed down. It was a fantastic model because you can get energy, you can get organic fertilizer in your own farm from your own waste. It's the organic fertilizer in your own farm from your own waste. It's the best model. I think the little improved model, better model was NDDB. I think NDDB, I think, whereby you could capitalize on group of farmers, cooperative, whereby you could capitalize on group of farmers, cooperative, you have 200 cows, and you are able to scale up, you can get a better scale. And you are able to scale up, you can get a better scale. You have better bargaining power, you have better bargaining power, you have better technology power, you can actually start putting up better technology power, you can actually start putting up as well as your so-called purification system. Right? You're able to produce real CBG, not RBG. Right? So that's model Dr. Saab RBG. Right? So that's model Dr. Saab explained very well. What we are doing is a commercial model. I can talk about more about commercial model. What we are doing is a commercial model. I can talk about more about commercial model and give you experience about the commercial model. So you have seen already about the commercial model. So you have seen already Dr. Saab making presentation that abundance of agricultural feedstock available. We have abundance of municipal solid waste available. We have all municipal solid waste available. We have also scope of bioenergy crops, right, can be coming into this sector. If you can find a wasteland, don't grow bioenergy on a food crop land, because I come from food science side. So we have huge scope in terms of availability of the feedstock, right? Now, what we have done is that we have channelized this feedstock into a business model, right? So we have currently set up 6 projects in India, and we were the first one, honestly, from a private sector industry to bring in a private equity capital in the country, and we invested about $100 million by now. We were the first one to actually get into setting up. India's largest municipal solid waste plant in Indore, in cooperation with Indore Municipal Corporation in PPP mode. So, and then we also ventured out into agri-feedstock, set up 2 projects in Punjab on paddy straw and 2 projects in UP on press mud. And today we have a installed capacity of about 80 tons per day. We are in a process of launching more. So, from a business model perspective, in a given time, I cannot cover everything. I can only cover one feedstock throughout that. Let me just take a step there and explain to you about the municipal solid waste based project, which is in Indore, and I can talk about upstream, midstream, and downstream of that.
Too much of newspaper and the experience we had about the Indore one.
Okay.
So it's a really good model for the all the other municipalities to follow, and certainly we will learn out from that. What I will go again with in the second round, we will go for that if the organizer will permit the time.
Sure.
I will request our Deodatta Deshpande ji that Pune is the one which has Pune Municipal Corporation is the one which has issued the public interest. I think they are the one who has gone public limited. To raise money from the market, open market, and to innovate in the municipalities. So how do you see that in coming time, the kind of bioenergy machines that monopoly would go, and oligopoly and duopoly will be there in the private sector when it going to implement the bioenergy model? Very quickly, if you can throw light on that.
Again, I come from a sector where we are at present setting up close to 15 plants across the country on various agro-based feedstocks. So we can more talk about the agro-based feedstocks if you want, but we really don't know about the business model or what the municipalities at this point of time. So we'll be in a better position to share you what could be the challenges of setting commercial gas plants at this point of time. So we predominantly started our journey to set up rice straw-based plants because stubble burning in the country was a big thing for our company, because we are a very environment friendly and very environment concerned company. And for us, one simple thing was 1 hectare of rice straw burnt causes huge amount of pollution. And if we generate, say, for instance, CBG from one plant, a 10-ton plant, we can actually stop burning of stubble from 13,000 hectares of land every year. So that was our vision. So we believe that if the Indian CBG industry has to succeed, agro-based feedstock has to be predominantly looked at in this country. If really the vision, as Mr. Dr. Saab said, that India has to go be carbon neutral by 2070, and 70% potential of the CBG is going to be realized from agro-based feedstocks, it is very important that the technologies, while the technology stabilize, the policy advocacy happens, the government sustains it, and we strongly believe that CBG should not be looked at CBG in isolation. If you just look in our regular life, a CBG vehicle or a CNG vehicle will give you 20 to 30 kilometers a kg, whereas the petrol just gives 15 to 20. So you just compare that, having the same calorific value, and in terms of do policy advocacy, CBG industry will be a standalone industry which will be economically viable, and then the dream of becoming carbon neutral by 2050 would be a reality.
Thank you very much. I think we need association to confederate the biogas thing, and we do have with us none other than Mr. Khare, who is looking after the Biogas Association. How more it can become in the cooperative economic framework, which will help the country, help the nation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Binodji. And it's my pleasure to be here on World Biofuel Day. The pioneer is making this World Biofuel Day. And we remember that 1893, on 10th of August, Sir Ronald Diesel used the peanut oil and started engine. So let us celebrate, and we should give a little clap on this. This is the first starting point. So, Binodji, you have put me in a very, in such a situation when all the people are there. Dr. Shah is here from NDDB, from my childhood we are listening and learning him.
It's a greatness of pioneers, sir. It's nothing mine.
NDDB model has been, earlier it was not promoted, but it was remained in Gujarat. Now we see it in entire world, India. So that is one. Second thing is the Maruti people have come out with a very good presentation about the source and potential lies there. And he is very rightly mentioned about the 50 million tons of the CBG can be produced. I am fully agree, because we have estimated about, I was in MNRE and we have estimated about 62 million tons from various sources. We talk about agriculture residues, animal dungs, animal cattle dungs basically, and we have forget about, and we have taken about MSW, municipal solid waste, but we have forget about somewhere about the sewage disposal, STPs, and the slush can be a very good, and the number of cities are coming up. Now, I am in the World Biogas Association, which has come out with the global best practices for this. And when we talk about the government and MOPNG, we find that under Satat scheme, which has been planned with about 5,000 CBG plant to produce about 15 million tons. And my all friends were started, and about 108 plants are there, thousands are under implementation, but different level of implementation. Here, what is the certification? Confidence of the financial is not there. Confidence of the public is not there. How to raise this bar? The World Biogas Association has come out with making biogas happen. Making biogas happen will give you some solutions.
Wonderful.
Solutions.
Wonderful.
And we feel that this is one of the platform where the industry can be benefited.
Great.
Their life cycle cost assessment can be there. Carbon credit mechanism will be there. And innovative finance mechanism has to be developed. Binodji, and I'm sorry, I'm just taking one more minute to sum up this, but the whole idea was that CBG, how to raise this and gaseous biofuel. We have started in the 1986-87, the biomass program. When we are talking of solid gases and liquid fuel, all three will go on in the biomass sector. And one of the very challenging tasks, and my Indore plant, which is one of the best plant, and it has now started capacity attend, I think 95%. 95% capacity of the plant is that is 100%. In fact, he is saying 100%. I am reducing it. But whole idea is that how to scale it up. And thank you for giving me opportunity to speak here. But we can go.
Certainly. And with this great discussion, what we had, very soon the Pioneer will come up with a knowledge paper integrating all thoughts, which will show even the global world how to go ahead with the net zero emission. I would like to close with our honorable chairman remark of this session that please conclude, sir, with your chairman address on this.
I think I already spoke a lot about it, but then what we believe that this is a perfect platform for getting all type of stakeholders, right from the engineering knowledge to the organizations who are actively working in it, and also the academic institutions, and I think the vehicle mobility is also very important. So it was a wonderful session listening to all these speakers, and we hope that the small initiative which was done few years back is getting the momentum now, and going forward I think we will see more and more CBG production in our country for the cleaner fuel and for the better future for the climate. Thank you.